Hey everyone, welcome back to Loot Code. Today we'll try and build a fun fact generator. It's a web application. It's going to look something like this. So if I click this button, it's going to generate a new fun fact. This is going to be a fun and easy and a very small project. We will use something called PyWebIO. It's a module that we will explore and try to build this application. Okay, let's get started. So this is the algorithm that I've provided here. All right, so step one says we have to import the required modules. So before we import them, let's install pip install requests and PyWebIO. So I have already installed, but these are the two modules that we have to install. So requests is to handle HTTP requests, and PyWebIO is of course for the web app. So let's go ahead and import the required modules. So you will need we will have to import JSON because we will be parsing JSON data. Then import requests obviously, and then import, okay, so from PyWebIO dot input import all the functions and classes. So this particular dot input, I mean, none of the functions and classes will be explicitly used in our script, but it's usually used to take inputs from the user on the web app. Then we have from PyWebIO dot output import all the functions and classes. So this is to display the text or HTML on the web interface. And then from PyWebIO dot session import all the functions and classes. So this takes care of the session, like before it times out, or basically our web page when we run the app. Okay, so now let's write our function. Right, I would have mentioned here. So define function to fetch and display the fun facts. So I'll call this get fun facts and an underscore as the parameter, because this function is going to be triggered by an event. So when I say it's going to be triggered by an event, I mean when I click the button, clicking the button is an event. So when I click that button, this function will get triggered. So when I click the button, first I want my screen to be clear, and then some HTML should show up, right? So put HTML. So we'll have a paragraph. We'll have an attribute called align to the left, and then we can have a h2 tag and an image inside that. Image source equals, so I've given a link here, so we can use this image. So let me copy this and paste it here, and then it will have an attribute called width. So it will be 7% of its original width, which can come under quotes, 7% of its width. So if I control and click this link, so this is the image that I'm talking about, right? So let's go back. Width will be 7%. So then we can close this tag, and I will write fun fact generator here, and then close the h2 tag, and here we'll close the paragraph tag. So that's the basic HTML in our web page. Next we will define a URL, which I've given here in the algorithm. So this is the URL that we are going to access. This is the API from where we are going to get the fun facts. So we can explore this API, right, using hopscotch. Control C. If I go here, hopscotch and Control V. So if I send a GET request to this API, you can observe I'm getting a JSON response, and the text here says this is where I get my fact. All right, so let's go back and generate the response. Response equals requests.get. So that's a GET request that I'm using on my URL. And then data is equal to json.loads response.text. So this is a JSON and I want my Python to be able to read it, so I'll use the json.loads response.text, and now my data would be a dictionary, and I can access the text by just accessing the key text. Okay, next I'd want to put this fact on my web page, so I will first style it, style, and then put text, that is fact, color will be blue, and font size maybe 30 pixels should do it. All right, next we will put a button. So to add a button, I will create a dictionary with the button having a label called click me and a few other attributes to define its color, right? So value is equal to outline success, and then color equals outline success again. So what outline success does is when I click on it, if there is a response, it will give me a green color on the button. All right, and then on click, this is the event. So when I click on this button, I want my function to get called, which is get fun facts. So when I click on this click me button, this function will get called, get fun facts. The screen will get cleared, this HTML will be displayed, our URL will get called with a get method, and then it's going to get loaded. Then we'll access the text and we'll put that text as a fun fact on our web page. So that's what's happening in this function. So outside this function, I will copy this, because as soon as I load my web page, I need to have something, right? I need to have my button to trigger the event, to trigger the function. Put HTML, and then I'll also put the button, Control C, Control V, and then hold. So without this hold, our web page is going to load, and as soon as that, it's going to close. So it's not, the session won't stay for a long time. So that's why we use this hold function. Now if I save this, and I think this should do it. Let me run my code. So there you go. This is the fun fact generator. If I click this, I have a fun fact. Each month there's at least one report of UFOs from each province of Canada. So some fun fact is being generated. So we have successfully created a web application using Python, a fun fact generator. I hope you enjoyed building this. If you did, hit the subscribe button. Also give me a thumbs up, and keep learning, keep coding. Goodbye.